Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel for this Friday. Yes, in no particular order or no particular set design for this particular top story outline, as it were, for this Friday. But we have a series of clips, and it's just very fascinating to me to see the establishment media, the legacy media, essentially saying what we have been saying here on the BuzWeaver channel for the last 4 years. But this intro is absolutely amazing. Let's start it off with this.
There's no point in saying good morning, because it certainly is not one.
Oh my goodness, Nancy Pelosi starting it off with angst, bitterness, and despair. Woe is me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I find it just fascinating, as I mentioned a minute ago, how CNN and the mainstream media is echoing what we have been saying here on the BuzWeaver channel for 4 years.
You know, I'm going to speak some hard truths to my friends in the Democratic Party. This is not Joe Biden's fault. It's not Kamala Harris's fault. It's not Barack Obama's fault. It is the fault of the Democratic Party in not knowing how to communicate effectively to voters. We are not the party of common sense, which is what the message that voters sent to us. For a number of reasons. We don't know how to speak to voters. When we address Latino, and language has meaning. When we address Latino voters as Latinx, for instance, because that's the politically correct thing to do. It makes them think that we don't even live on the same planet as they do. When we are too afraid to say that, hey, college kids, if you're trashing a campus at Columbia University because you're unhappy about some sort of policy and you're taking over a university, and you're trashing it and preventing other students from learning, that is unacceptable. But we're so worried about alienating one or another cohort in our coalition that we don't know what to say when normal people look at that and say, wait a second, I send my kids to college so they can learn, not so that they can burn buildings and trash lawns, right? And so on and so forth. When we put pronouns after names and say she, her, as opposed to saying, you know what, if I call you by the wrong pronoun, call me out, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. But stop with the virtue signaling and just speak to people like they're normal. There's nothing I'm going to say to Michael that I'm not going to say to you, that I'm not going to say to somebody else. I speak the same language to everybody. But that's not what Democrats do. We constantly try to parse out different ways of speaking to different cohorts because our focus groups or our polling shows that so-and-so appeals to such and such. That's not how normal people think. It's not common sense. And we need to start being the party of
Oh my goodness. Need to start being the party of common sense. Ladies and gentlemen, did she not just take away my entire argument for 4 years? In 1 minute and 46 seconds, this leftist was able to explain my entire 4 years of speaking to you guys. And it continues. And it continues.
𝐀𝐦𝐚, the multimedia marketplace.
Yeah, Grabian, you're annoying. By the way, I just want to mention that.
I mean, I'm very happy that everyone's talking here about the information ecosystem. Obviously, it's incredibly important. So is Joe Rogan.
𝐀𝐦𝐚,
but there's
the multimedia
two
marketplace.
issues here. One is the message, and the other is the messenger, and so and how those messages are delivered. And so, you know, there is a lot of discussion right now about the
𝐀𝐦𝐚,
ground game
the multimedia marketplace,
and how you reach voters and all these things, and I think that's going to be parsed. But, you know, voters told the Democratic Party over and over and over again that their main issues were their pocketbooks, inflation, and immigration.
Gavin, I hate you people. Can't even listen to the video without you guys interrupting. This piece here was so excellent. It was just very much like the last one. And I was going to grab it from another fellow creator, but I didn't want to because the other day I used a Joe Rogan clip, and the channel, or the video, was demonetized. The entire channel was demonetized, despite the fact that it was fair use. But nonetheless, but see, it's amazing, is it not, to see the left coming out and basically saying everything that we have been saying here for the last 4 years. Now, this was amazing from Zero Hedge. Sorry to beat a dead horse, but can we go back to what happened here? Look at this. 2020. Look at this. Now, many of you may remember, because I say this often, the establishment uniparty told Joe Biden, don't worry about it. We got you. And this is what they mean by "we got you." And, you know, Donald Trump says what he likes to say often, you know, what he echoes. But as we have talked about here on the BuzWeaver channel, there was a concentrated effort. There was a coordinated effort by the shadow campaign, as you know. And this mail-in ballot and the pandemic made it absolutely a totally bizarre election in 2020. But the establishment Uniparty worked hard because they were not going to lose another election like they did in 2016. The establishment Uniparty was not going to, they were going to make absolutely sure that they were not going to lose an election. And boy, did they go full hog in 2020. Just look at the disparity of the graph here. Absolutely extraordinary. And this was kind of funny. Scott Baio reading off all the celebrities, at least 25, I think he had there on that sheet of paper. All 25 each line. I think it was 25 per line there on a 11 by 8 there piece of paper. I won't go into it now, but I just want to let you, if you guys want to check it out, go and see Robert the Builder and check him out. And then we have Charlemagne. You remember when Laura Trump was on his show? They were giving her a hard time, and she was just kind of knocking it out of the park, explaining to them, you know, about their info. And this was amazing to me what he says here.
I will say this, I'm glad everybody's having a sense of optimism because the reality is we have no choice because we're here now. Donald J. Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States of America, like it or not, and we all hope for the best for this country. That's all we can do. But don't y'all find it strange that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy? They're not calling him a fascist. I mean, damn, on Monday.
They're not calling him anything.
On Monday, they was just calling him that. I would think that, you know, if you really believe that, then somebody's speech would be about how America effed up and how things are about to be really bad.
Leaving that man
He's
alone.
the most powerful man in the world now.
It just makes you wonder how much of it did they really believe or how much of it was just politics.
Now, Morgan, also, I know
I will say this. I'm glad everybody's having a sense of...
Yeah. How much of it was just nonsense? All of it was nonsense, as we covered today in the Friday vlog. You know, the whole Lawfare, all three trials, 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐳𝐸, hush money, fraud. It was all a show. It was all political strategy from the left. It needs to be called out. They violated Donald Trump's civil rights is what they did, actually. I mean, if you want to know, you know, where the actual harm is in what they did, and that was violating Donald Trump's civil rights, because it's absolutely amazing. Here's David Pakman.
When I woke up this morning, we had lost 5,000 YouTube subscribers compared to where we were last night. Now, the first thing I thought was, is this a glitch? We've been on YouTube for 15 years or something like that, and subscribers always just go.
If you don't know who David Pakman is, he's a hard leftist. Basically, he's a hard leftist, and now he's having to deal with some 𝐀𝐦𝐿. And I don't have anything particular against David Pakman. I totally disagree with about only 99.8% of what he says. But hey man, welcome to the 𝐀𝐻𝐿. As a small YouTube content creator, I have been suppressed. I have had to. I have been kicked off TikTok now for the second time. So, bro, don't sit here and try to tell me that you're all upset about what's going on with your subscribers and your memberships. When I'm over here, people look up anything in the media, they're going to get 20, 30 pages of mainstream media, hundreds of mainstream media videos before they even come to me. So, bro, really, my guy, what are you trying to do here?
Up. They just never go down. They go up. Is something wrong with my channel? Is someone attacking my channel? What's going on? So I started texting. And I texted Brian Tyler Cohen. And I texted Tyler Cohen and Brian Cohen and Brian Tyler, all of them.
So all the leftists, he basically wanted to get in touch with all the leftists to see what happened to them.
It is not just YouTube subscribers. We are seeing record cancellations of paid memberships. Record cancellations. These are the people that keep the show running. Now, for a moment, I thought, if it's just YouTube, maybe YouTube is purging people who are inactive subscribers. And once a year, usually YouTube does this, and you see a little decline, and then numbers go back up. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. And if that were the case, we wouldn't be seeing paid membership cancellation.
Now, you know what I think is happening here is this is all bot activity. Now, I'm not saying it is bot activity, but this is not unusual because we saw that on Twitter as well, where all of the mainstream media outlets, of course, had thousands upon thousands upon thousands of subscribers on Twitter, if not in the millions. And a lot of it was just bot activity because that's exactly what happens on TikTok. And so Pac-Man was probably being followed by a bunch of bots, probably by a bunch of accounts run by, a couple individuals who were getting money from probably Soros or any other, outlet that was trying to inflate numbers for people on the left. Because when you look up news, and media, you'll probably get Dave Pac-Man in, like the top 20 at least in searches because he's a leftist and YouTube is going to promote leftism. But I think what he's saying here is that I think what happened was all of this artificialness that is the left, the facade, the show trials, the talk, the window dressing, the facade of it all is collapsing. They spent all that money. And I mean, the whole reason that Joe Biden was pulled, a sitting president was pulled after the primary, 7 months of primary, right? People voting for him in the primary. He was just removed. He was just removed.
On the website. So now I understand what is going on. It's terrifying, but it is happening. A lot of people are checking out. I heard anecdotally from a couple dozen people who said, David, I just can't do it anymore. I just can't.
I disagree with David here. I think he had a bunch of bots. He had several accounts, maybe several whales, as we talk about when it comes to the betting market and those sorts of things, cryptocurrency. I think he probably had a few bot whales that subscribed to his channel. And, these were all being paid by activist groups and other things. And now they've all left. There's what's the point? We tried to get Donald Trump unelected again, the shadow campaign. They tried it and it failed. And it failed. Look at this. Look at this. This is from DC Drano, who's quoting from Antonio Sabato Jr. California got a lot redder. Texas got a lot redder. The entire country got a lot redder. Americans have had enough. They want mass deportations, safer streets, and a strong economy, period. So look at the red of California. That is massive. Massive. And, of course, our ladies from The View.
And finally, we talk a lot about these different demographics and these assumptions of where they're going to go. Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border. The border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep. And they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
That's what that was.
The lessons are not
Knock, knock. Who's there? Oh, my.
Oh, knock, knock. Who's there? Let's interrupt the person telling the truth because that's what they do on The View. That's what the left does. They shut down people that don't agree with them. She's right. She is absolutely right. Elisa is right. And they're shutting her down. They're shutting her down.
Gosh, it's whooping.
Yeah, so that's from Mr. Newsbusters. Yeah, I mean, they're just shutting her down. This is what they do. That's what they do. Now, if you go over to the BuzWeaver channel and go to the community tab, as I am doing here, how satisfied are you with with creating posts? Well, extremely, actually. What? Please tell us why. Other. And then I got to explain? Okay, thanks for the feedback. You're welcome. All right. So, yeah, I have this here, and the polling seems to be doing really well here. Strategizing, as a content creator, because I'm not a David Pac-Man who has all these followers, and now he's learning, all those bot accounts that were following him, and the raid brigades that were supporting him are all disappearing. David Pac-Man, maybe the Young Turks, and some of the others, yeah, they're realizing. But if you go by the BuzWeaver channel and go to Community tab, you'll see here, would you support Alex Jones being U.S. Press Secretary for a month? I don't know if he would, a month. A day or two would be enough to drive the left absolutely crazy, and the media would completely melt down. I guarantee you they would clear the entire room. The media wouldn't even go into the room if they knew that Alex Jones was going to be there. But I thought it was funny. So go by the BuzWeaver channel, the main channel here, And go to the community tab and go in and put in your thoughts. You know, obviously hit the like button and put in your thoughts about what's going on there, because I thought that was kind of funny. And then, as you know, we have talked about this before. This goes all the way back to 2020. The article was written on April the 9th of 2019. And the perception, as we were just talking about, this is what David Pakman was getting all upset about. See, this is what all of these leftists look like when they're on the internet. But in reality, in the real world, this is what they really look like. They are a small, teeny, tiny minority of people who, when they're on social media, can always look larger than they really are, and they're really not. And I thought this was kind of funny from Donald Trump. There are fake, untrue, and probably illegal rumors and or statements made by perhaps market manipulators or short sellers that I am interested in selling shares of truth. Those rumors or statements are false. I have no intentions of selling. I hereby request that people who have set off these fake rumors or statements and who may have done it so in the past be immediately investigated by the appropriate authorities. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the left is losing it. Look at that. They're painting over Kamala Harris. Can't play the music. So, so they're painting over a mural of her. And, again, another one of the graphics here that I was going to use for you guys. As what happened was I had all these different clips and things set up for you guys. And I ended up closing out the wrong window. But I got most of what I wanted you guys to see. But, yeah, these guys here at, what agency is this? Garbian or whatever they are. God, man, it was hard to find this video, but like I said, it was another fellow creator that had this video in total. But it was absolutely amazing to listen to the establishment legacy media basically echo everything we've been saying here on the BuzWeaver channel for all this time. It's absolutely extraordinary. Guys, thank you so much for the continued support here through 2024. I really appreciate it. BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, all you guys across New Tech. And, of course, below the video, you can find all the various social media links that I belong to include Twitter, as you see here, or X, as it is. You guys can follow me there. And I have been booted from TikTok yet again, so I've removed those links. So if you are following me there and you're wondering why you're not hearing from me, well, I've been removed yet again. So, I mean, it really saves me a lot of troubles when it actually does. But, of course, all my affiliate marketing links are there as well. My landing page for Amazon, you guys can add it to your bookmarks. So if you're a Prime member and you order frequently from Amazon or watch your Prime videos, be sure to use my link there. It does help out the channel. It's very simple. And of course, your likes, your shares, and your comments always help out the channel. But guys, that's what I wanted to follow up with you guys here on this Friday. Thank you so much for your continued support here in 2024. Appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon for all of you watching on YouTube. You guys can click on that to subscribe as well to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.